It is WrestleMania week as the WWE takes over Las Vegas. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of No Holds Barred. Rob Wong, joined alongside by Postmedia wrestling writer Jan Murphy and WWE superstar Nattie Neidhart, whose columns you can find exclusively at the Toronto Sun. And it is a massive week, guys, as always, for WWE. We're getting set for the 41st edition of WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Two of the three people on your screen right now will be in attendance. Jan, you'll be there, of course, covering the event all weekend long. You can find Jan's coverage over at the Toronto Sun, of course. And Nattie, meanwhile, will be busy competing at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport on Thursday at the Palms Casino Resort against Miyu Yamashita before heading over for WrestleMania for the two-day event. Nattie, we'll start with you. I mean, it's a big week for you, a very busy week, of course. What are you excited about just for everything going on?
I mean, of course, WrestleMania is it's like the Super Bowl of, wrestling. And what I love about it is it's not just people that are in WWE, but it's people from across every, it's like a whole entire wrestling community coming together for the week. And you get people coming from around the world. We're going to have over 100,000 people in Las Vegas celebrating wrestling there for WrestleMania, but like not just, WWE events. It's also like everything wrestling, like what I'm doing with Bloodsport. And there's a lot of independent shows that people want to watch. And there's journalists, from around the world that are coming, like Jan is going to be there. So I'm very excited to have Jan there. But it's just a community coming together to celebrate this big wrestling week, and of course, the biggest event of the weekend is WrestleMania. So it's a lot leading up to it. That's what everybody is coming to see. It's really going to be special because there's so many great stories leading up to this WrestleMania, but there's just a lot of fun events that are happening before it. Somebody had posted like a lineup of this week in wrestling, and it's like, okay, we've got NXT, we've got we've got the Stand and Deliver, which is I think on Saturday. We've got the Hall of Fame, which is on Friday. We've got SmackDown, which is on Friday. You have so many different things leading up to Saturday and Sunday, but then even the days of WrestleMania, there's a pre-show and there's post-show, and then there's, WrestleMania after dark. There's a roast on Sunday, a WrestleMania roast on Sunday night after WrestleMania. There's just so much to do if you love this. And it's like, if you love content and you love, all this wrestling stimulation, it's the perfect weekend for it. But I mean, it's WrestleMania and getting to experience that, which is, Jan and I have experienced many. This will be my 17th WrestleMania that I've been at. It's just so much fun. You just have a great time. People are excited. You never know who you're going to run into. You're going to run into talent from today, legends, our future superstars.
So as Nattie said, Jan, you've, of course, covered a lot of WrestleManias in your time as well. From your perspective as a journalist being there, I mean, there's just so much to take part in as well. What are your thoughts heading to an event like this that is seemingly going to set some records this week in Vegas?
This is my 9th WrestleMania.
Wow.
And yeah, it's crazy. Like WrestleMania 18 in Toronto was my first. And now I think there was a big gap and I started covering again around 2015. But listening to Nattie, the one thing that I sort of jumped out of my mind was COVID changed so many things, but most of those impacts were negative. For WWE, they might be the one exception for positive. COVID forced WrestleMania into a 2-day event. And when they came out of COVID, they went, wow, we just like the golden goose, right? Because now we can, and they've just kept it as a 2-day spectacle, which then has turned SummerSlam into a 2-day, and some of their other events are headed to be 2-day spectacles as well. So, I mean, if COVID's impacts were negative everywhere else, it certainly wasn't. And WrestleMania is probably the best example. Some of the things that Nattie mentioned, there's an Undertaker show as well. There's a kickoff event.
Oh, right.
There's, looking at the itinerary that WWE sends out for media, like you can't get to everything, even if you wanted to.
Right.
There's a WWE World, which is almost a day itself of there's interactive things. I'm not sure what they have planned this year, but in the past there have been matches happening. They have a ring set up in there. Sometimes
I think they're doing that this year too. I'm not 100% positive, but I think they're having a lot of I think they may have matches going on there.
Yeah, WrestleMania is no longer like show up at the arena 3 hours before the event, go in, watch the card, and go home. It is like a week of celebration, a week long celebration of WWE and for the talent. There used to be, I'm not sure if there still is now, there used to be a big after party, and then with Raw and SmackDown, that's sort of like the season finale is WrestleMania, and everything new starts with and kicks everything off that we're going to see happen in the coming months and the coming year.
Yeah, I forgot about like WrestleMania really during the pandemic. You're right. That was really the catalyst for us doing a 2-night show, which I think for everyone across the board, they feel that's way better because I was on the last WrestleMania that was the one night. I think it was in Jersey. Was
Yep,
it in Jersey?
yep,
I can't.
yep, 2019.
So it was like a 10-hour show. It was. I mean, it started at like 4:30 in the afternoon. It didn't finish until like 12:30 at night. It was even maybe longer than that. I think the main event went on at like 12:30. But that's the thing is that's the great thing about like having it across 2 nights and then having all these shows is that, like Jan said, you wrap up, you're wrapping up the season, and then the Raw after WrestleMania, it's the start of a new season. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it's just going to be an amazing couple of nights here. So let's dive into this card. So many matches to talk about. We won't be able to get to them all, of course, but I figure we should all pick one I think we're most excited for. Jan, we'll start with you. I mean, Rock obviously is going to be involved here with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. I think everybody is circling that as the headliner for this event on night number 2. But is there maybe another match outside of that you're really going to be excited for?
So I'll be honest, when Jey Uso won the Rumble and chose to face Gunther, I wasn't sure how invested I was in that. I've loved what Gunther has done in the past. I love what they've each done individually, but I wasn't sure it was a good marriage of two talents. But man, have they sold that story and pulled me right in. When Jimmy Uso was bloodied and Gunther was rubbing his blood all over him, I was like, I am all in on this. So that match to me has potential to be, one of those ones we remember for a long time. And I loved how Jey Uso stopped yeeting afterward and got serious, right? I mean, these subtle little things are so important to telling that story. He's no longer coming out and yeeting, right? He's out in black. He's not wearing the colorful stuff. He's still coming through the crowd, but he's not stopping and hugging kids and things like this. He's all business right now.
Right.
And I mean, Gunther he's maybe the most fully rounded talent on the entire WWE roster. I mean, he certainly, if he drops this title, he moves right up into the Cody Rhodes class for me after this performance leading into this match.
Nattie, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the matches that I'm really excited about, I think I love Jey Uso. I think just because, for me, I look at it a little differently than Jan. Like, I started with Jey Uso. He started with us. Like, the Usos, their very first rivalry in WWE was against the Hart Dynasty. So we've known them since they had their very first days in WWE. And so I've seen this evolution of Jey Uso, and I feel like he's really got so much momentum, but it's a lot about the connection that he has with the audience. And so to really experience that connection, you have to be at a live show. And when I'm there live watching Jey Uso and watching an entire arena or an entire stadium come to life for him, he just has this energy with the crowd that's really, really cool. And then you have this contrast with Gunther. Like, I don't know if you guys watched Raw last night. I'm sure you did. But, like, Gunther that promo was incredible. Mm-hmm. And like Jan said, they're really, really, really selling this story in a way that is, like, I think it has the potential to steal the show, especially for the night that they're on. I think it's going to be phenomenal. And I really would love to see Jey Uso really get that big moment that he truly deserves. And to kind of put a button or put an end to the story, because it's almost like, how much further can you go? How much higher can you get? But yeah, that's a match that I'm really excited to see. Also, a match that I'm really looking forward to seeing is Naomi versus Jade. Because Naomi is somebody that's a close friend of mine as well. And she's somebody that gives me personally so much hope because she has been in WWE nearly as long as I have been. She started just a few years after me. And so she has been waiting her entire career to have a story like this and to have a moment like this. And she, Naomi becoming the bad girl, Naomi having, as we say in the wrestling world, a heel turn. Naomi getting to do that showed this different layer to her that we had never really truly seen before. And especially the way that Triple H books his show and the way that he allows us to tell stories, it's a heel turn that she has never had the chance to like really embrace. So, and it's all about the story. And so, we saw this very slow burning story between Bianca and Naomi and Jade. They were partners, they were a team, and then, Jade was mysteriously attacked and they just had a slow burn for it. And so I'm so excited for Naomi, on a personal level because she's a very close friend, but also because she has been waiting for a moment like this her entire career and she never gave up. She never gave up hope. She may have taken a breather here, at one point with WWE, but she kept fighting for her dreams. She kept showing this is what I want to do. And she is now, back better than ever and doing what she has been wanting to do her whole career, which is be front and center, and it's never too late to do that. And that was such a great feeling for me to be able to I have a personal investment in her story because for myself too, it's I've always wanted more. And I feel that in Naomi's story, she always wanted more. When she cut that promo the night that it was revealed that she was the one that attacked Jade, it wasn't like I agreed with her on a lot of the things that she was saying. And I think that's sometimes the measure of a really great character, not just a heel or a baby face, but a lot of the stuff that she was saying, it resonated with me, but I think it resonated with the audience. Everybody can relate to the feeling of being pushed aside or left out or second pick or, the last pick or third wheel so a lot of what she has said has really resonated with me, but also with the world. And just her performance, the way that she was crying and she's been cutting these great promos. So I'm excited to see her shine, and I'm excited to see how she's going to lead that story. And I'm really looking forward to that match.
Yeah, very well said. I mean, there's going to be a lot of matches. People are going to be really interested to see how they either end or continue the storyline. It's going to be a massive, massive 2-day event at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. For Jan Murphy and Nattie Neidhart, I'm Rob Wong. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you after WrestleMania.